Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Are you a to-do list person? Do you keep a list of everything that you need to do in a day? I actually do. I'm a very big list person, but I think a lot of people trust their memories and maybe, or give up on to-do lists. But I want to chat with you about how to master the to-do list. I think there's a technique or two that can be useful, and I'll just share what I do. And we also there's an article on our website that I want to share with you too. One of our beautiful bloggers wrote this, kind of going through the process of doing a good, useful, effective to-do list. So Monday morning, you've got a busy schedule. I mean, even if you're not working anymore, you've got things to do. And for me, it's like doing the laundry, doing an article for 60andMe, remembering to pick up something at the shop, reminding myself of the schedule, whether I'm going to be with the grandkids that day. Maybe I've got something I'm trying to sew, something I want to finish writing, research, it goes on. And so if I don't have a list, I'm hopeless. So I think as we transition into fall, into the winter months, we start to think more about this, because we know that it's going to be busy and that we've got to, sort of do things in a way that we can manage it. So lots of responsibilities as we get older. I mean, that's a myth in itself that we don't have enough, to keep us busy. Why do you need a to-do list? You just need to sit on your porch and knit. No, we're busy. So do you keep lists? Now, here's the thing. I think that one of the things that we think about this in this article is about the butterfly lifestyle. So these are the ones where we've got things fluttering all around us. Now, some days are pretty straightforward. We know that every Tuesday we do something, every Saturday we do this. But then there's these days that are just like all over the place, and we really need not to forget anything. Maybe there's a doctor's appointment, or we've got to have our hair done, or we've got, some other commitment. We've got to be there somewhere for lunch, and it take travel time, and you've got to leave early, and so what can we do? Committing ourselves is not, something that happens only when you're young. So this is things that necessitate a to-do list. If you've got any of these things on your mind. Now, if you've got a dog, for example, you just know, like, the dog needs to go for a walk. Like, you don't need to write that on your to-do list, right? I mean, you probably don't need to, like, put a to-do list like brush your teeth or, comb your hair. Those things are pretty much, everybody has to do those. But if you've got things like shopping, maintaining some kind of a relationship, whether you've got lunch with someone or just you want to contact someone, or you have a question you need to ask somebody, hobbies and your health. Do you have to pick up a prescription? Do you need to pick up some crafts? Is there a class you're going to? Hobbies related. Are you just curious about something? Like you woke up in the night and thought, how do you do that? I'm gonna check that tomorrow. You're curious about something and need some answers. That's another thing. Home maintenance. Is something broken? Something's not working. You need to buy salt for the dishwasher. I mean, whatever. Home maintenance, financial management. Do you need to go to the bank? Do you need to pay a bill? All these things fall into the category of home maintenance. Legacy planning. That's one that maybe you didn't put on any to-do list, but it's all like, do I need to do something to clear some space? Do I need to do something on my downsizing project? Do I need to make an adjustment to a document? Do I need to make a photocopy? You get the idea. So shopping, relationships, curiosity, home maintenance, financial management, things, to do with your legacy, downsizing, whatever. Those are the kinds of things that do require. If you said like yes to any of those or half of those, it's probably useful to have a list. And this, it's going to give you a feeling of accomplishment, health, vitality. You're going to be in control. Okay, so what do I do? I'll just share what I do because I think it's kind of interesting. I have a little deck, literally a deck of cards. It's probably things written on there. And they are all like this size. Sometimes I use like decorated, like an old card, if I just have a pretty picture on it, something that's going to make it memorable, that I'm not going to throw this away. And so this is every day I get one of these together and I start going through those lists. Like, what do I need to do at the shops? Is there anything I need to do with the family? Is there anything around the house that I need to do? Like, I go through in my mind all those little things. I've usually actually, to be honest with you, started this list the night before. Because that's the time when I think of all it and I can't do it. Like, I can't go shopping at midnight. So I just put it on my list the night before. So I wake up and I've got this to-do list. I don't call it a to-do list. I just leave it blank. And the more a card or something that's special, that actually helps me to be focused. And I put everything down on here and I put it by my bag. So I have a backpack and a bag that goes with me just about everywhere. Small, just like a crossbody bag. But I put this by it. And whenever as I'm getting ready, you know, getting my breakfast or whatever, and starting to think of more things I want to do, I just go over to this piece of card and write it down on there by my bag, so I'm not going to forget it. I've done that before, right? I've spent like an hour, 2 hours putting the list together, left it on the table, get there, and I literally cannot remember why I'm even in the shop. Like, what did I come in here for? And then I circle around and something will come to mind and I'll get half the stuff on the list done. So key lessons from that is that, well, it may seem like a pain. It may seem like a nuisance. It may seem like something, oh, do I have to do this? Yes. It means you're busy. It means you're involved. It means you're doing things with your life, and that's amazing. And I think that even like things like, you know, house cleaning, you know, having, you know, a trip to some, you know, the doctor or hair or whatever, those are the things that show that you're living an adventurous life and a fun life, and that you're doing things. They shouldn't be a burden to you. It should be fun. So, do you enjoy doing a to-do list? I would love you to tell me kind of what your list is like, what it looks like, what your techniques are, what things you do to kind of, you know, make things organized. There's a concept that in this article about clustering, I think it's called clustering, where it's like do you cluster your list together? Like on a Tuesday, you do all the things related to the house. Like, you know, that's the day that you will fix that cupboard the shelf is broken, or you'll get some, you know, something for the sink or whatever. So you cluster them around a task. So house things. And then maybe you love to go shopping on a Saturday. I actually love going shopping on a Saturday because we have a reality here in Switzerland where everything shuts at 5 o'clock on a Saturday. Everything shuts. Shops, grocery stores, everything. But if you go in at like 4:30 or like 3:30, 4:30, everything's marked down. Like the salads and vegetables and things that are, you know, because they don't want to have them, they're not open on Sunday. Everything is shut here, so it only opens it closes at 5 on Saturday, opens at 9 on Monday. So, I mean, I know that's kind of a silly reason to put it on the to-do list, but it actually, for me, does save a lot of money, because salads are one of those things where they have a sell-by date, and I have salads almost every day now. And if I buy, you know, a salad or two, I can make it last for 4 days, adding chicken or shrimp, salmon or something to it. I don't eat any like other beef, but I eat chicken and fish now because I need protein. You know, all these things. Yogurt is sometimes marked down. Anyway, I digress. But writing these clustered lists, like home maintenance on one day, beauty. Maybe you always do like a massage on a certain day, or a pedicure or manicure. Like so that you remind yourself on those days what's the things you're going to cluster together. During that time. So. The thing that I think is the clear message here is that having a strategy around list making, mastering that to-do list, is going to give you a sense that you are doing cool things, you're accomplishing things, you're not forgetting things, you're not letting people down, and you are, enjoying having some structure to your life. I'd love to know, I'm genuinely serious. I'd love to know how you do it, because I'm open to suggestions. I mean, for me, this card, oh, and by the way, I normally wear my cargo pants, which we've talked about. So I normally just fold these in half like that and put them in my pocket of my cargo pants. So I hardly ever forget my list. And I do feel like a little old lady going around the shop, like looking at my list, but so what? It gives me a sense that I'm accomplishing. So do you keep a to-do list, paper one, or do you just trust your memory? And by the way, did you know, I was reading about the number 7, that you can only remember 7 things in your brain at any one time. Like if you go to the shop and say, milk, butter, bread, whatever, you can only remember 7. So if you try to keep them in your mind and you add an 8th one, you'll actually start tending to forget the other 7. I read this in a book about the number 7, which is, as you know, one of my fascinations. Yeah, it's really interesting. But anyway, so do you put on a list, or do you keep it in your memory, or do you do a combination of both? What are your ways and means of doing task management? And does it make you feel good? I'm really curious. Thanks again for being here and contributing to the community. I love the fact that when you leave comments underneath, and by the way, if you see comments from weird people in our YouTube and other places, just ignore them, because I've been finding a lot of strange people popping in there just with little messages like call me on WhatsApp, and they're just scammers. So just be aware of that. And I go in every single day and delete anything that's irrelevant, and sometimes they're ahead of you though. So I guess I just mentioned that because it's important that I'm telling you to please leave comments in the section below, but then reminding you that just ignore. Don't even respond, just ignore, because I'm going to go in and delete all of them anyway. So just a little word of wisdom there. This is a random video. So sorry, it's gone crazy, but hope that you get something from this mastering a to-do list perspective. I'd love to get your feedback. Go out and have a fabulous day. Go out and shine in the world and know that you are loved truly. See you later. Bye.